Hi, I'm Andrew McNeese, and this is AM Tactical Review. I've got a question for you. Do you train beyond your firearm? Don't know what I mean? That's not a problem. I'm going to explain it right now. We all know we need to practice our fundamentals: grip, stance, trigger pull. We know we need to hone our sight picture and recoil recovery skills. But how many of you include these, or perhaps these, in your training? Okay, imagine you hear glass breaking and a crashing and banging sound in the middle of the night. Now, if you sleep in pajamas, all is good, but if you don't, having a pair of sweats staged close by might be helpful. Now, of course, not all situations are going to allow you enough time to don a pair of sweats, but if you can, it's not a bad idea because you never know where your search is going to take you. Is it going to take you in your house, maybe outside, maybe in your driveway or on the sidewalk? And so what about the shoes? Well, you may have nice cushy carpet throughout your house, but you also may have broken glass. You might also have a little landmine that the kids left out, and you could end up stepping on it or tripping on it or falling because of it. Something else you might want to consider? A pair of these. Now, you might be saying, seriously? Hearing protection in my house in the middle of the night? Clearly, not all situations are going to allow you the opportunity to don a pair of hearing protection. But I'm going to tell you a little story of the importance of protecting your hearing. Back in the day, I had a job that required me to qualify on the range on a regular basis. One exercise I particularly enjoyed started with you sitting in a patrol car. At the whistle, you dived across the center console, out the passenger door, and then drew your sidearm, fired several shots from the front fender, moved to the back, fired several shots from there, then reholstered, grabbed the shotgun, ran to a barricade, and engaged multiple targets from there. Back in those days, I shot a lot, and I paid a lot of attention to my scores. And I have to admit, I took a little perverse pleasure in outshooting SWAT team members. Unfortunately, one day I made a serious judgment error. The whistle blew, I was across that console and out the passenger side, drew my weapon, fired that first .357 Magnum round. Yeah, that was back in the days of wheel guns. And then it happened. It felt like I'd been hit in the side of the head with a sledgehammer. I had forgotten to put on my hearing protection. To make things worse, the range master didn't notice that I had forgotten to put on my hearing protection. In a moment, I had to make a decision. Am I going to stop and forfeit the set, or am I going to just push my way through? Young fool that I was, I decided to push my way through. It cost me my high-frequency hearing for the rest of my life. Every successive round that I fired felt like another sledgehammer to the head. At one point, I had to pull my shoulder up to protect one ear while firing sort of sideways. The point I'm making is that this all happened in an outdoor range. Imagine the magnitude of impact that gunfire is going to have in the confines of your own house. Hearing protection can protect you from that. And it can also give you an advantage because the bad guy isn't going to have that hearing protection available. Now, some people might object, saying, hey, if you put hearing protection on, you're not going to be able to hear the bad guy as he moves around or moves towards you. But if you put them on right, you actually can hear. I allow one muff to rest on just the side of my ear. That offers total protection on one side and partial protection on the other while allowing me to hear. And if you have electronic hearing protection, just tweaking that little guy on is going to give you full protection and the ability to hear. Finally, have you ever practiced clearing your entire house? Do you know which doors tend to close back on themselves when you open them? Do you know where your shadows tend to cast? Do you know which mirrors might give away your location? When you enter a room, which is the best way to present your weapon? If you're carrying a handgun, is close ready the best for you? If you're carrying a long gun, should you lead with that barrel? Should the barrel be up? Should the barrel be down? Should you be shouldered as you're going down the hallway? Do you have a spouse that can help you? If so, how will they help you? Are they trained in weapons? Or perhaps they can be tasked with calling 911. If 911 is called, then you have to factor in how are you going to respond when they respond. I have a drill that I practice regularly. It starts with me in bed and ends with me clearing an entire 1,500 square foot house. I can be out of bed, have weapon in hand, shoes on feet, and hearing protection in place in 10 seconds. If I have to don sweats, add another 10 seconds. And it takes about a minute to a minute and 15 seconds to clear the house. I can tell you this though, first time I tried this exercise, I couldn't make anywhere near those times. I was stumbling, I was fumbling, and I was making all sorts of mistakes. Some of them could have been very dangerous. Again, and I can't say this enough, not all situations are going to give you that much time. Now, the point here is not the merits of my particular response plan. The point is, do you train beyond your firearm? If you do, tell me about it because I love to hear your thoughts and your ideas. So that's it for today. If you enjoy what you see, enjoy what you hear, feel free to like, subscribe, share, and hit the bell for notifications when new content comes available. I'm Andrew McNeese, and this is AM Tactical Review.